The issue is that you lie about it, and then you have young men who feel like they can't live up to these expectations. Look, this shouldn't matter, except it's a microcosm of a bigger issue, and you've heard me talk about this a lot. Instagram ass models. It's the same thing with young girls, right? They go around this unrealistic standard of beauty that people reject unless it's a man acting as a woman. Then we embrace the Barbie stereotype. Men have to live up to these same kinds of standards. Only, I would argue, and you guys can disagree with me if you want, I'd love to hear your comments below. I would argue it's harder for the man to actually sort of mimic what he sees in magazines, because we don't just have to not be fat. You have to be incredibly muscular and lean. And by the way, if you meet someone who has gained muscle while losing fat, congratulations, you've just met someone who's on anabolic steroids.
Or just taking pills that are given to them in a baggie.
Yes, like your
Easier
Notre Dame.
for some than others.
Yes. So the Liver King has been going viral for a long time. Okay. Now, he has gone viral for all the, I mean, I don't know, right reasons, wrong reasons, I don't care. Eating livers and testicles.
I'm sorry, testicles?
Yes.
Raw.
And is the first clip that we have, is this it being revealed that he's...
No, this is him eating testicles.
Okay, this is how, if you're a parent, you're saying, who's the Liver King? This is the person who all of your children, young men, have been watching, and many were tricked into believing that this man was all natural. Here's his
I got 1
claim to fame.
pound of delicious raw liver right in front of me.
And what they're doing.
You definitely take PEDs.
You know what? F it. I'm going to be on for the. I'll be
All right,
honest.
here we go.
I take PEDs.
Yeah?
I prioritize, execute, and dominate every f- morning. Every morning.
Liar!
Believe, achieve, receive, relieve.
Really?
What?
Yeah. So that's what he's famous for.
I live
Now,
in the woods and I grew a big silly beard.
yes.
I ate lamb fries. I hold the record.
Yeah.
The funniest part is when you see his
Chevy.
wife, where she has to eat the raw liver. She's like, I do it too.
Is she dressed like a St. Pauli girl? I don't know why. I feel like that would be his wife.
That would be, yeah, exactly. That's exactly who it is.
Every month is Oktoberfest.
That's what we do.
So
like
here's
shirts.
the problem. For those, of course, who obviously know anything about human physiology, this is no surprise, but this is a bigger problem that we see now with these social media influencers. And people can do whatever they want. I just ask that you do not lie to us. This brings us back to then. And back then, you have the Liver King claiming for a long, long time, and this was a debate, he was all natural.
It started with the accusation, natty or not. For the record, 2%. For the record, it's natty, right?
Never taken steroids. I've never done PEDs other than prioritize, execute, and dominate in life. He's got an ass full of steroids. I think invariably some people want to look like Liver King. They want to look like me. And what you're saying is you got to do that if you want to look like him. And number one, I don't do it.
Well, he has an ass full of something.
Called it natty.
Yeah, natty. I'm all natty, bro.
All natty. Mainly, what, natty ice?
Your boobs are huge.
But you don't have veins in your nipples?
Yeah, come on. Who doesn't? This is all natural in the way that it doesn't look natural
Right.
at all.
To anyone.
And a lot of people believe this. I've argued with people who believe this. Well, this brings us to now. And this shouldn't be a scandal, but an email was leaked. And it does seem as though this has been confirmed. I can't 100%. All references available at louderwithcrowder.com. What his cycle is like. Here's the thing. He didn't just dabble in steroids. The steroid lobby gave him dental and a company car. And just to be clear, what we're about to say is probably unpopular. I don't think that it's an all or nothing equation as far as steroids, as far as performance enhancing drugs in sports, to be clear. All drugs are performance enhancing drugs. If you look at the Olympic Committee, you can't take certain levels of Advil. 2 cups of coffee is considered a PED. If a doctor gives you a medication and it is not a performance enhancing drug, you need to sue him for malpractice. So it's too broad of a term. But with the Liver King, okay, his cycle included, IGF-1LR. Basically, you're talking about growth hormone. He was taking very high doses, by the way, of growth hormone, or Omnitrope, I believe is growth hormone. It's tough to know. Some of these are name brands. Yeah. CJC with ipamorelin. He said that he'd been taking it for a year. Omnitrope, he'd been taking that for 6 weeks. He'd been taking testosterone. Then you get into high level steroids, meaning these are steroids that only an experienced user would use. Deca, for example, decacypionate, he was taking that. He was taking Winstrol. And by the way, Winstrol can turn your ligaments into a fine powder. These aren't just performance-enhancing drugs. These are bodybuilding drugs.
Yeah.
There are performance-enhancing drugs that exist that can help you For example, Conor McGregor. He just pulled himself from the UFC. This is important for people to note. He pulled himself. He snapped his tibia in half. He notified the commission and said, hey, it's about being able to play with my kids in 10 years, so he took something that wouldn't be allowed on the USADA banned list. And some of those things are actually healthy. Some of those things will help you recover, but they are banned. Then he took these drugs, and now he's back in the testing pool. I don't think that it's all steroids completely untested or no steroids at all. They were created for a purpose. If you actually watch like Dallas Buyers Club, they were only taking they were taking steroids. They can give you steroids right now if you are a burn victim, if you have AIDS, if you have cancer, right? You're a wasting victim. If you're old with osteoporosis, because they work. Don't just be blindsided by the fact that Barry Bonds took 9 times the prescription dose.
Whenever I watch Dallas Buyers Club, I think I want to look like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they were taking. Otherwise, it would have been worse.
No, I'm kidding.
Would have been like the movie Thinner.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, well, it kind of was.
Yes. In a manner of speaking. But the point is, it would have been thinner-er.
Yes, it would have been thinner, quicker.
Well, see, here's the thing. This shouldn't come as any surprise with the Liver King, right?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to fail the eyeball test when you compare him to a notorious all-natural athlete, The Rock.
Johnson also admits in the interview that he's taken steroids before. I tried them when I was 18, me and my football buddies. Nothing happened, Johnson said.
Wait a minute.
Yes, because all men become more muscular and lean as they get into their 50s.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
He's 25 on the left.
Yes, exactly. And his forehead is 4 inches taller.
Yeah, it happens.
Looks like Cro-Magnon man.
Gosh, the Mark McGwire Barry Bonds thing, that was when I finally liked baseball for half a second.
It was really enjoyable.
This is exciting. That was great, but I'm like, he's been like, I don't know, like $195 his whole career, and now he's like 240 with a bunch of he's ripped.
Yeah.
Well, he was a string bean, then he came out like a cartoon character.
Yes.
Wait, from one season to the next.
It wasn't even long.
It wasn't a slow build. It's like, hey, cover it up a little bit,
They're hitting home runs so far. They're like, should we make these fields bigger?
Yes.
The coaches are like, hey, guys, we're not doctors.
We are giving away way too much to the Make-A-Wish kids with all these home runs.
Boy, this creatine stuff is really nuts.
Yes. All natural diet.
Here's the thing. Look, I don't know what your opinion is on steroids. If you're doing them, and you're uploading pictures to Instagram, just don't lie about it.
Right.
I don't have as big of a problem with people taking performance-enhancing drugs if they are honest about it. I mean, everyone kind of knows, right? In the NFL, the testing, it's like, look, here you go. Here's a pharmacy. Let the games begin. Or professional wrestling for a period of time. At least they don't have to try and feign like they're drug testing. The issue is that you lie about it, and then you have young men who feel like they can't live up to these expectations. Women think you're the only ones who have this problem. Imagine not just having to lose weight, but imagine having to put on 20 pounds of muscle and be leaner because that prick says, I'm all natural, and you're just not working hard enough. And I understand there's some people who aren't in shape, and they think that everyone who's bigger than them is taking steroids. It's not lost on me. I just don't think it's an all or nothing equation. But the problem is the dishonesty. That's when you have an issue with young men.
Yeah, and so we focus on young women all the time, living up to unrealistic beauty.
Yes, you do.
Stop it. And
of age.
Going through some really unhealthy eating habits, stuff like that, to be able to look like somebody. Well, for men, it's not just looking like this person; it's being strong like this person, competitive like this person, able to do the things this person does. The real problem with steroids comes when people do it at a very young age. That's when it becomes very, very dangerous for kids because they don't know what they're doing. They're probably not getting the best substances out there to put into their bodies.
Right.
And they're just trying to get ripped for no other reason than to be able to do these things.
Right.
And it can kill people very quickly at a young age if you do it incorrectly. You can do it at an old age.
It's very rare that it kills people very quickly at a young age, but it can cause serious complications.
Problems. There was a kid in a school really close to where I went. There's a foundation set up for him now that took steroids and took too much, I guess, and it did lead to his death, right?
Was it liver failure?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
So he just took too much of them, and so they're trying to let people know, like, hey, kids, don't try to be like that. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You want to take steroids as an adult when you can make an informed decision and you want to just look better and have better performance. That's, I think, the point you're making. Like, yeah, fine, just don't lie.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I think, for example, we have these athletes and we ask them to go, actual athletes, not, bodybuilders. Yeah, that's a sport. No, it's not. It's a modeling show. Whoever most effectively services Weeder. Okay, let's be clear about what bodybuilding actually is.
Yeah, athletes don't sit there with their shirt off in interviews.
Yeah. No, in a thong, and they go, I don't know, his left delt isn't symmetrical. Just call it the Mr. Gay competition.
Do you have any more man tan?
Yeah, who's that almost naked guy? Oh, it's just one of the Cubs.
Yes. I'm sorry. I mean professional athletes.
Yeah, my bad.
No, but I don't think it's an all or nothing equation. We ask these athletes to go out and destroy their body.
Of course.
And of course you look at CTE, and of course you look at what happens in the quality of life and the life expectancy, and we can pump them full of painkillers, we can pump them full of...
Which they do all the time with no problem.
Well, now they haven't. Now they've gone too far in that direction, where people who actually need them can't get any pain medication. Like yours truly, after having his ribcage cracked open and 3 titanium rods, you're like, you get 6 days. I said, you're bullshitting.
But Tua at halftime, no. You stumbled because your back was hurting, not because your brain jostled around so hard in your head.
Right.
You don't know who you are anymore.
But when
but you're 29 and you don't know how to put on a shirt. It doesn't seem worth the money.
Exactly. It's not so much they don't know where to find shirts.
Well,
I don't even know. Where would I go to buy shirts? Is it the same place where I buy my goat bladder? No, it's not.
you have a closet.
You could just go to TJ Maxx. I don't know. Do they sell liver there? You're full of shit, Liver King.
Wearing pants around his arms.
Yes.
Is this right?
He's wearing the front half of the Little Rascals donkey outfit. Huh? No, that's half a disguise. I don't know.
I just saw a closet. I'm scared.
Yes. When you say all steroids bad, right, then people don't learn about them. There was a time in this country when they could be prescribed to people. They were created for a reason. They still can prescribe them to you, for example, if you burn yourself horribly. But then if an athlete snaps their ligaments, we've seen this happen time and time again, they can't recover because they can't even take things that you can take, substances that aren't even illegal. So my problem, just to be clear here, is really with people who take steroids and lie about them in order to sell bullcrap to young, impressionable men. We need to do better with that. And I think we also need parents to have very frank discussions. And you know what? We've talked about this here. I don't know. We were going to do a steroid competition here in this office for the first time, all of us, because I don't think anyone here has done it. Get on this one cycle just so you can see how effective they are. It is mind-blowing. You ever known someone who's taken steroids?
Well, apparently I've known somebody very well who took steroids and didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, yes. Gerald. They gave him vitamin baggies at Notre Dame.
I was very angry for a period of my life. I have no idea why.
Why do you vitamins have to? Yeah. Why do you have a full grade, professional grade food saver? What is?
Yeah.
This vitamin K just makes me punch holes in everything.
Yes. And why did I lose my hair in a reverse mohawk pattern? This is weird.
I can rep out 500 squatting. That's great.
But comment below if you would like to see, under the care of a doctor, a steroid competition in this office just to see who becomes the biggest freak show. All right.
I'll do it.
By the way, that was Toolman. He was like, we should do this. We absolutely should do this.
I'll totally do it. I'll see what I can do.
You'll be the control study where you do nothing and take steroids and we see the results.
Just see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee you, you'll still get all kinds of results, just not the same as
Are we going to do an in memoriam for Dave?
Yes.
My heart just stops the second I use them.
Oh,
right.
Geez.
Well, don't worry. You'll be listed as a COVID death. So.
Oh, that's true.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.